Right now, the effects of the conflict in Ukraine are felt right here in southern Wisconsin, how people are responding to the skyrocketing gas prices. Plus, making it official, Aaron Rodgers says he's coming back to the pack, but there are still a few details to work out. News 3 Now at 10 starts right now. Well, good evening and thanks for having us in. As a direct result of the war in Ukraine, the U.S. is now seeing record gas prices never before seen. Overnight, gas prices rose to an all-time high. AAA says the national average is now $4.17 a gallon, and it's likely to go up even more in Wisconsin. The average is $3.94. Well, today, to help with those rising prices, Governor Tony Evers is asking Congress to suspend the federal gas tax. He, along with the governors of Michigan, Colorado, New Mexico, and Pennsylvania, wrote a letter urging Congress to halt the tax, which is about 18.4 cents per gallon until next year. Well, this is all happening as the Biden administration continues to ratchet up the economic pressure on Russia, today becoming the first Western country to take the significant step of banning the import of Russian oil, natural gas, and coal into the U.S.
Russian oil will no longer be acceptable at U.S. ports, and the American people will deal another powerful blow to Putin's war machine.
The United Kingdom followed suit by announcing it will phase out use of Russian oil by the end of the year. The U.S. depends on Russia for less than 10% of its oil imports. And of course, the ripple effect of all of this is being felt locally. Our Brad Hamilton stopped by a few area gas stations and spoke with customers about the soaring prices and how it will affect them personally.
The next time you decide to fuel up here in Madison, you are likely going to see some pretty high prices. Like right now, it's $3.99 for regular gas here. We got a chance to speak with folks who are both baffled, but still yet understand the pain at the pump right now.
My God, that used to give me 2 tanks.
That reaction from Robin Odell says it all, as gas prices today flirted around $4 a gallon.
It's crazy. Yeah, that's all I can say. It's just crazy. It's unbelievable. It's crazy.
And Odell worries that number is only going to get worse, making life's choices much more complex.
It really does. I was planning on taking my granddaughter to South Carolina in 2 weeks, and I'm like not even sure if I'm going to be able to afford the gas to go there.
According to AAA, today's average price at the pump in Wisconsin for regular gas was at $3.94 a gallon, which is a 54-cent increase from last week's average. And while there's no doubting there's pain at the pump,
it's tough, so I can imagine the SUV folks, gosh, it must be even more painful for them.
People such as Tim Connors say it's worth it for now, understanding that this is the price to pay in an effort to help those impacted by the crisis in Ukraine.
Would do anything to help them, and if it means sucking it up for a month, I think most people are willing to do that.
Reporting in Madison, Brad Hamilton, News 3 Now.
According to GasBuddy.com, the cheapest gas station in the Madison area right now is the Race Station in Sun Prairie. That's still $3.73 per gallon, though. As for the state, the county with the cheapest average gas price is Lafayette County at $3.74 a gallon. And coming up in just a few minutes, we will have the latest from the ground in Ukraine as the Russian invasion is about to enter its 3rd week. Next at 10, nearly 200 homes suffered damage after an EF1 tornado touched down south of Stoughton on Saturday. That's according to Dane County Executive Joe Parisi. He says the tornado, which touched down near Leslie Road in the town of Dunkirk, destroyed 1 home and a business and left 190 homes with minor to moderate damage. The National Weather Service said the twister was on the ground for 4 minutes and had a roughly 5-mile path. Let's get a look at our certified most accurate forecast with Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti. Gary?
Well, ever since that tornado on Saturday night, we've got very cold weather that's moved in, and the snow on the ground certainly is helping keep it that way. Time-lapse from the Quimby Radio Skycam in Platteville shows bright sunshine all day, but with that snow cover, that just kept temperatures down across most of southern Wisconsin. It was actually a little warmer to our north, where there's very little snow on the ground. You can see some flurries now moving into the La Crosse area out of central Wisconsin. We'll probably see a few flurries at some point later on tonight. Visibility is, though, only down to about 5 miles in the heaviest of the flurries, so that's not very much snow falling at all. But you can see the difference in the snow cover. Much of southern Wisconsin, because of that fresh snow cover, had temperatures in the 30s, whereas you get to the north and west with little snow cover on the ground out toward the La Crosse area, temperatures were in the middle 40s today. And right now, temperatures are in the 20s over the snow cover, still close to freezing, where there's little snow cover to our north and west. Tomorrow morning, look for a low temperature of about 24, and then tomorrow should be partly sunny, a little colder than today with a high of 32, and will be even colder on Thursday with some snow chances. I'll tell you who can expect to see some flakes in just a few minutes.
Aaron said after a lot of contemplation of potential retirement, after a lot of contemplation of what the future looks like, this morning he felt he was ready to make the actual announcement, and he said, hey, why don't you let the people know that I am officially returning to the Green Bay Packers.
That was the Pat McAfee Show today, confirming what many Packers have been waiting for. Aaron Rodgers is coming back to Titletown. And a few minutes later, Rodgers put this statement out on Twitter. Now, he confirmed the news, but said right now any reporting on what the salary will be is inaccurate. The reigning MVP added he was excited to be back. And then this afternoon, it's being reported that Aaron Rodgers' favorite target, wide receiver Davante Adams, is being franchise tagged. That's according to NFL Network's Ian Rappaport, who has spent his entire professional career with the Packers since being drafted in the second round in 2014. Sports director Zach Hanley will have a closer look at both of these developments coming up in sports. New video tonight. 2 people walked away from this plane crash after making an emergency landing on a highway in Douglas County, Colorado today. The 2 on board the plane were taken to the hospital for evaluation, but police say their injuries are minor. The cause of the crash is under investigation. Today, the Republican-led state Senate once again quickly ended a special session called by Governor Evers to address what should be done with the projected budget surplus. Well, take a look. This is the entire session. And that was it. Okay, that was it. The Assembly did the same thing later in the day under the governor's plan reiterated during the State of the State address. He wanted to send $150 refund checks to every Wisconsin resident and invest millions in education. Governor Evers commented on the proceeding today in Racine.
I'm hopeful. I mean, we have $3.8 billion in our coffers, or projected to be in our coffers by the end of the biennium. That's a lot of money, and frankly, that's the people's money. We can get it back to them to help mitigate against inflationary costs.
Republicans responded by saying they'd rather use the money to give residents a tax cut next year. And tonight we're learning Speaker Robin Vos has extended the contract with Michael Gableman, the former state Supreme Court justice he hired to investigate the 2020 election. This new contract will last until the end of April, but so far we don't know how much it'll be worth. His first $670,000 taxpayer-funded contract expired at the end of December and recently called for the legislature to take a serious look at decertifying President Joe Biden's win. A jury has found the first defendant in a criminal trial related to the January 6th riots guilty. 49-year-old Guy Reffitt was found guilty on all 5 counts related to the attack. Today's conviction could have a dramatic effect on the hundreds of other Capitol riot defendants whose cases are still making their way through the justice system. And today, a federal grand jury has also indicted Enrique Tarrio, the leader of the far-right Proud Boys, for conspiracy and other charges in relation to January 6th. He and Oath Keeper founder Stuart Rhodes are the 2 most high-profile people charged. Prosecutors say Tarrio was not in Washington that day, but he did help organize it. A new report shows more Capitol police officers were injured in the riots than originally reported. That's according to an assessment released today by the Government Accountability Office. Their report found roughly 114 police officers were hurt during the attack. A previous report was about 80. Leaders of the People's Convoy met with Republican Senators Ron Johnson and Ted Cruz in Washington today. The convoy is on its third day of circling the D.C. Beltway to protest how the government has handled the pandemic, including mask and vaccine mandates. Johnson says the government has traumatized society and taken away freedoms.
Those of us that have been trying to convey the truth, we've been vilified, we've been censored, we've been accused of spreading misinformation. I'm sorry, the misinformation has been spread by the COVID cartel. They are the ones that have censored the truth.
The convoy's leader says they will continue looping the Beltway each day until mandates are ended. One media outlet reports 3,000 vehicles are now taking part in the convoy after 3 truck caravans united. The Wisconsin State Senate is giving its final approval to a bill that would fund a new youth prison. The legislation now goes to Governor Evers for his signature. The bill allows the state to borrow $42 million to build the new facility in Milwaukee County. The existing building in Irma would be converted to an adult institution. More major companies are closing up shop in Russia. McDonald's and Starbucks are shutting their restaurants and cafes there, and Coca-Cola is suspending its operations in Russia. PepsiCo is pulling some of its products from the country. The invasion has slowed in recent days, with Russians seeing stiff resistance, specifically around the capital city of Kyiv. But the humanitarian crisis is expanding. Natalie Brand has the latest.
As the fighting in Ukraine enters a 14th day, the Russian military continues to advance in the southern part of the country, but remains bogged down in other areas, including around the capital city of Kyiv.
I think Putin is angry and frustrated right now.
CIA Director William Burns told the House Intelligence Committee that Russian leader Vladimir Putin is likely to step up the offensive.
Where that leads, I think, is for an ugly next few weeks, in which he doubles down, as I said before, with scant regard for civilian casualties, in which urban fighting can get even uglier.
A temporary ceasefire allowed residents to evacuate the cities of Sumy and Irpin on Tuesday. More than 2 million people have already fled Ukraine. Humanitarian workers say many of the refugees are children.
They'll hold up their stuffed animal and cover its eyes, because obviously mom or dad or somebody has done that to them as they've been on their journey to get out to freedom.
Here at the White House, the president announced a ban on all Russian energy imports, including oil and natural gas, saying he is taking aim at the main artery of Russia's economy.
We will not be part of subsidizing Putin's war.
The ban comes amid growing political and public support for the move, despite gas prices reaching an all-time high in the U.S. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky hailed the ban in a new video and has called for other countries to follow. Natalie Brandt, CBS News, the White House.
And in Wisconsin, Manitowoc's Ammo Incorporated is donating 1 million rounds to the Ukrainian Armed Forces. Gunbroker.com, the largest online marketplace for ammunition, is owned by Ammo Inc., which produces high-performance ammunition and components. Still to come tonight, Apple unveils its first new products of 2022. Plus, construction season is on the Beltline, and it's about to return. We'll tell you about next week's project up next.
You're watching Madison's fastest growing newscast. News 3 now at 10.
These squirrels are better at saving than we are. And more organized, too.
Try embracing your inner squirrel. When you open a BMO Harris Savings Builder account, you get a cash reward every month you save.
That sounds great.
You can also set up savings goals and easily track your progress.
That could help us redo the yard.
You could really go nuts. Yeah, I'll show myself out.
When a bank helps you make real financial progress, that's the BMO effect.
Walk through Menards Lighting Showroom and find your style with Patriot Lighting. Plus, save 11% on everything. Shop our full selection of over 7,000 interior lights and find the right one for your home. The Susanna Oil-Rubbed Bronze with Brass Accents 3-light pendant features a hexagonal orb design and includes vintage bulbs to create a classic look with modern touches. Just $99.99 after sale price and 11% rebate. Get 11% off everything now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards. You call me devious, but you don't understand that all I am is a little mysterious.
So what do you think?
I love it.
Back again at Ho Chunk Gaming Madison with another big winner.
We're here with Pete, who just won $50,000 on Progressive Slots. How did you do it, Pete?
Well, first off, you get your rewards club card. You put that in the slots, the slot of your choice, of course. Now there I am. I'm seeing that machine. It's looking at me. We're vibing, and
it's vibing.
It's
okay.
vibing with me, and then I start pressing buttons. Mash those buttons, as many buttons as you can press.
Buttons. There you have it, folks. Advice from a winner.
Well, I guess it's all about the buttons.
Who knew? Ho Chunk Gaming Madison.
To stay out in front, you have to rise above the competition at every turn and earn the right to be known as a champion.
Jack, how's the car?
Hy-Vee gets what it takes to be the best. When it comes to fresh, sustainable seafood, they're first rate. Because they know fresh seafood. And here's a simple takeaway. If you think you can find any better, then you don't know Hy-Vee and you don't know Jack.
Time to grow your love for the great outdoors. We'll tell you about a new program on the UW campus teaching a variety of fun outdoor skills and activities.
And our quiet trend continues into Wednesday. We'll have the full forecast tomorrow from 4:30 to 7.
You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
Welcome back. Construction season is resuming next week on the Beltline. Work will be restarting on the eastbound lanes at Todd Drive as part of the ongoing Flex Lane project. Overnight lane closures and traffic shifts in the area will begin the night of Sunday, March 13th, and they're expected to wrap up sometime in June. Well, Apple has unveiled a new iPhone, iPad, and more at its first launch event of the year. Highlights from the launch today include a new budget iPhone SE, an updated iPad Air, and a more powerful Mac chip. The M1 Ultra Mac chip will be used in a new Mac Studio, a desktop computer without a display. The price for a Mac Studio will start at $4,000. Apple's M1 chip will also be used in an updated iPad Air. And just in time for St. Patrick's Day, you can get an iPhone 13 in a new color, green of course, starting on Friday. Kohl's is getting a makeover. The company says it's not going to be a department store anymore. Instead, it's going to be adding Sephora mini shops to about 75% of its U.S. stores and open 100 new locations that'll be about half the size of what they are now, with more of a focus on fitness, athleisure, and jeans. And new tonight, the U.S. Senate is passing sweeping bipartisan legislation to overhaul the U.S. Postal Service's finances and allow the agency to modernize its operations. The final vote was overwhelmingly bipartisan, 79-19. The bill would save the USPS nearly $50 billion over the next decades. It now heads to President Biden's desk for his signature. From bags of chips to the size of toilet paper rolls, more and more products are shrinking in size or quantity. Retail industry experts say record levels of inflation are costing companies more to produce all sorts of items, so they can either raise prices or give you less. It's called shrinkflation. Now Gary joins us with another look at our weather. Gary, what's going on?
Well, we're using some shrinkflation on the forecast for
the good time.
For Thursday to lessen the amount of snow. But
Perfect.
If you're looking for inflation in temperatures, just wait till next week.
Oh,
there we go. See, whatever it takes, right? Well, here's 3 things you need to know in the forecast. In the short term, it's going to stay cold through the end of the week. High temperatures only in the 30s and 20s with some snow Thursday south of Madison, but right now it looks like little, if any, snow accumulations. The better chances for any accumulating snow will be south of the Wisconsin-Illinois state line. And then mild weather with temperatures in the 40s and 50s beginning next week. And every time I look at the computer models for next week, we keep boosting the temperatures up a little bit more. On Doppler track, there's a band of snow flurries moving through the La Crosse area right now. It's part of a little surge of colder air coming in from the north and west. Temperatures are cold today, but they'll be even a few degrees colder for tomorrow. And on future track, you can see that band of flurries moving on through. Tomorrow we're looking for partly sunny skies, but with winds out of the northwest, that'll keep temperatures only in the lower 30s. Then we'll even drop to the 20s as we head into Thursday, thanks to cloud cover that'll be coming in and some light snow. But you can see on the very latest computer model forecast, might get some flurries into far southern Wisconsin, but most of the snow will stay south of the Wisconsin-Illinois state line. And right now, the latest computer model forecast keep any accumulating snow down into parts of northern Illinois. Snow right now on the ground. Of course, we've got several inches through much of southern Wisconsin, but there's very little right around the La Crosse area, extending back in a narrow little wedge across across parts of northern Iowa and southern Minnesota. Of course, that snow even went through the Des Moines area from Sunday night into Monday. So watch this area here and look at the difference in high temperatures today. 40s and 50s, little or no snow cover. Where there's snow cover, where we are, temperatures stayed in the 30s. Of course, up to the north, pretty much the same story. Right now, temperatures have dropped into the teens through North Dakota, back into Montana, and that's that next little surge of colder air moving in from the northwest. The jet stream still sitting in between, pretty active with showers and thunderstorms over the southeastern part of the country, and then to the north and west, the weather systems coming in from the northwest don't have a lot of moisture, so we're just getting some flurries, just like the ones that are just to our north and west right now. But that's associated with a couple of cold fronts that are dropping southeastward, and that will just kind of reinforce the cold air, at least for a little while. Temperatures right now, 20s and lower 30s. You can still kind of tell where there's not as much snow on the ground because temperatures are a few degrees milder there. But in the longer term, the 6 to 10 day temperature outlook does call for above normal temperatures through much of the country, with below normal precipitation to our southwest, a little area of above normal precipitation to the northeast, and the 8 to 14 day temperature outlook calls for, again, above normal temperatures for much of the country, with precipitation in the Madison area near or slightly below normal. As we look at the forecast for tomorrow, high 32 with partly sunny skies, so a couple of degrees colder than today. We're down to 25 with a chance of some light snow south of Madison on Thursday, down toward the Illinois state line. Friday, maybe a couple of flurries with a high of 30, and after a low of 6 on Saturday morning with wind chills down to 15 below zero, highs in the mid-20s, go to the 40s on Sunday, and temperatures 40s and lower 50s for much of next week, with maybe some spring-like thunderstorms by Friday.
And coming up in sports, Johnny Davis did something only 3 other Badgers have done in program history, and the big news for number 17 with the Packers. That's next on News 3 Now.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
If you're hurt in an accident, do you know who to call? Everybody knows that.
Call Gruber Law Offices.
They're available 24/7. Hurt in an accident?
Everybody knows you call Gruber Law Offices.
Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Imagine yourself in a new Toyota.
Awesome.
Cool. Pass out each of the distribution lists. And Lauren?
Where's Lauren? Every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care, a 2-year or 25,000-mile maintenance plan and roadside assistance. See your local Toyota dealer or visit Toyota.com to learn more.
Ready, set, go get your Toyota today.
Toyota, let's go places.
Everyone's invited to the prom. From the creators of the Book of Mormon, Elf and the Drowsy Chaperone, The Prom is a musical comedy about big Broadway stars on a mission to change the world and the love they discover that unites them all. The Prom makes you believe in musical comedy again. So full of happiness that you think your heart is about to burst. Everyone deserves a chance to celebrate.
Everyone's invited to the prom. Get your tickets at overture.org.
I'm Rebecca, and you might know me from reality TV. And this was my stubborn body fat that I just couldn't get rid of. But then I went to Sono Bello, and they permanently removed my body fat in just one visit.
It is so intensely gratifying for one visit to make this big of a change. It's amazing.
Sono Bello's board-certified surgeons use micro-laser technology to safely target and remove your diet-resistant fat cells permanently on your stomach, hips and thighs, back, and so much more.
It feels incredible to look down, and it's flat. Thank you again, Sono Bello. I'm so happy.
Schedule your free, no-obligation consultation and find out how you can get $250 off instantly. Call 1-800-595-1532 or go to sonobello.com.
You're a hard worker. Provide for your family. Do good things in the community. Help out your neighbors. You've been there for so many others. Now, we're here for you. Your local Wisconsin energy and emergency assistance providers are working together to keep you safely in your home and your heat and power on. Apply now for a hand up.
How much does it cost to talk to Gruber Law Offices after a serious accident? It's free.
Yes, free, as in it won't cost you anything to speak with us. There's never a fee until we win your case. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
This morning, he felt he was ready to make the actual announcement, and he said, hey, why don't you let the people know that I am officially returning to the Green Bay Packers. Wow. So Aaron Rodgers, Green Bay Packers.
And that's how the saga of will he return to Green Bay or not ended. Pat McAfee broke the news this morning, and it's kind of what we all expected, right? Aaron Rodgers will be a Packer next season. What we don't know are the terms of the deal and how the contract affects the team's salary cap. The 4-year, $200 million deal with $153 million guaranteed, that's been reported. Well, it isn't it. Rodgers tweeted those numbers were inaccurate. What we do know, who will he be throwing to? That's Davante Adams. The Packers used the franchise tag on him for the first time in over a decade. Now, just before the deadline. Now, to keep him in Green Bay, the one-year tag is set at a little over $20 million. Adams expressed he didn't want to be tagged. This actually gives him and the Packers some more time to get a long-term deal done. The other big news in the NFL, the Seahawks are trading Russell Wilson to the Broncos for 2 first-round picks, 2 second-round picks, a 5th-round pick, Drew Lock, Noah Fant, and Shelby Harris. The former Badger spent his entire NFL career with Seattle and actually beat Denver in Super Bowl 48. Devin Harris, Alondo Tucker, Frank Kaminsky, and now Johnny Davis can add his name to the list of Badgers to be named the Big Ten's best. The Badger sophomore was named the league's Player of the Year today, as well as a member of the All-Big Ten first team. In his second season in Madison, Davis is averaging 20 points, 8 rebounds, and 2 assists per game this season. But the honors didn't stop there for Wisconsin. For the second time in 3 years, Greg Gard is the Big Ten Coach of the Year. Gard led the Badgers to their second conference title in 3 years and did it with a group that was picked to finish 10th in the league. Chucky Hepburn was named to the all-freshman Big Ten team. Bucks taking on the Thunder in Oklahoma, and you could say they were feeling it tonight. Time winding down just before half, Giannis pulls up, splashes home the triple. He was a perfect 4 for 4 from deep and finished with 39 points. Bucks score a season-high 142, win by 27. The 2-time defending national champs flew out to Boston today to get ready for Thursday's regional semifinal against Clarkson. And normally Wisconsin isn't traveling during regionals, and they're usually one of the top seeds. This year, it wasn't in the cards for the Badgers to host or get a first-round bye, but that doesn't mean they can't make some noise in the tournament. You could say this group is ready to prove all those doubters wrong.
I think whether we have home ice or not, we're in this tournament, and we're a great team, and we're going to put forth our best battle. We might just have a little bit more work ahead of us than we're used to in the past, and that's something we're up for.
Coming in where we are, it may seem like we're an underdog, and so, you know, people can think whatever they want about this team, but we know what we're capable of, and so we're ready to do it.
And we're back after this.
It's Wow Wednesdays at Hy-Vee. This Wednesday, get bananas for just 19 cents a pound. Wow, you heard that right. Get Dole bananas for just 19 cents a pound. Wednesday only. Scan the QR code or check out HyVeeDeals.com for more deals.
We're here at Ho Chunk Gaming Madison, looking back at some of today's amazing plays.
Check it out, the old double play. 2 machines at once.
I'm not even sure that's allowed. And how about this celebration?
Man, these guys are on form. And an incredible drink delivery. Whoa! What a great recovery.
Yeah, and that beer looks pretty delicious.
It sure does. Let's join them.
Heck yeah.
Ho Chunk Gaming Madison.
In America, the future belongs to everyone. So we built the SUV of the future for everyone. Ford Explorer, America's best-selling SUV, with available seating for up to 7 passengers, and available terrain management system. Because the SUV of the future isn't built for a few. It's built for America. Ford Explorer. Drive one today. Order your Explorer during Auto Show to lock in this special Flex Buy offer. Plus, get an extra 1,000 retail order bonus.
Those brave men and women of our armed forces, generations of them. Why should today's burdens fall back onto them? They were there for us. Now let's be there for them. Your local Wisconsin energy providers and the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund are working together to deliver Wisconsin veterans in crisis heat, power, and help staying in their home. But they can't do it alone. Call to donate today.
He should have used his power to serve Wisconsin. Instead, Ron Johnson served himself. An investigation found that Ron Johnson pushed through a special tax loophole that benefited his own family's business. After the loophole became law, Ron Johnson cashed out of the company for $5 million. Ron Johnson has doubled his wealth since taking office. Look up the facts. And tell Ron Johnson to stop passing tax laws that benefit himself.
So with Geico, we can easily bundle home and car insurance and save even more?
Yeah, home, car, motorcycle, all bundled together. Just like that breakfast burrito.
So can I get chorizo?
Yeah, metaphorically, yeah.
Carnitas.
Just chicken. Just give me a bunch of chicken.
Oh, bacon?
Oh, wait, there isn't too much hot sauce, is there? I have a sensitive palate.
I actually like hot sauce. Can I get chips?
How about guacamole?
Don't really know what we're talking about anymore.
Burritos.
Sure.
Okay.
For bundling made easy, go to geico.com.
It's Wow Wednesdays at Hy-Vee. This Wednesday, get bananas for just 19 cents a pound. Wow, you heard that right. Get Dole bananas for just 19 cents a pound. Wednesday only. Scan the QR code or check out HyVeeDeals.com for more deals.
Eric Franke gauges the outlook on new home construction Thursday at 6. You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
Finally tonight, most of us know about that popular app Wordle. Yeah, I've heard of it. Well, as it turns out, more people are cheating to beat it. A study by WordFinder X looked at Google search trends for the answer to Wordle's daily puzzle. It found that the words players cheated on the most were swill and aroma. The study also found New Hampshire had more Wordle cheaters than any other state. Rhode Island and Vermont were tied for second place.
Well, isn't it, if you're not cheating, you're not trying?
Well, I thought Wordle was the one sacred thing we had left, but apparently...
What about solitaire?
Oh, there's
solitaire anymore? See?
So
that's what I do.
Keep it pure, everyone. No cheating in solitaire.
Can't cheat the radar. It's got some flurries out there to our north and west. Temperatures right now in the upper 20s and lower 30s.
All right, thanks for joining us, everyone. We appreciate you spending this time with us. Have a great night.